You know what? I think it's time I made one of these videos again. I've been, like, hyperfixating on, like, old school type YouTube videos. Like, the people that do, like, those Minecraft commentary videos that are, like, you know, more old school YouTube. Uh, I've been watching videos like that. Even rewatched some, like, actual older, YouTube videos from the actual, like, early 2000s, I guess more like late 2000s era. And when I get into that rabbit hole, it kind of inspires me to make these kind of videos myself. There's just very low effort commentary videos, and I did have something on my mind lately that I figure I think it'd be a good message to share. Sometimes when I have things on my mind and I sort of just and I make like a video on them, essentially like a journal log is how I treat these commentary videos, which I haven't made one of these in a long time. But what I wanted to talk about is the idea that it feels like gaming content, whether you're like a streamer, YouTuber, or both, it feels like gaming content. Um, it feels like a lot of people are like that's the thing. Like if I want to be a creator, like that's the thing I gotta do. Um, Not everybody, of course. Like there's plenty of people that want to get into making content and they don't, um, you know, feel the pressure to do gaming stuff. Um, I will say this topic probably mostly applies to streamers, but it could definitely apply to video creators as well. I can say that because I'm one of them. I do streaming and videos. Um, I have felt less pressure to do gaming content for my videos because I've made video essays over the years. Although I have dipped into gaming content here and there as well. But lately, I guess I've sort of broken out of the spell that gaming content has cast on me for honestly most of my life, to where, again, especially as a streamer, you have that sort of like that pressure to feel like in order to make live content, you know, you need to have something on screen at all times. You know, you need to have like a game. Also, call me hypocritical for using gaming B-roll in the background of this video. However, these videos are meant to be low effort. If I tried to like intercut, like if I tried to put like footage of like a show or a movie on here, I would have to edit the fuck out of it to make sure it doesn't get cut, you know, get copyrighted. So just putting on like random B-roll of the game is way easier for these kinds of videos. So it might seem hypocritical, but I didn't feel like putting my face cam on, so it's like I gotta put something on screen. Because I think streaming is very synonymous with like gaming. I guess I would say another big thing that streaming is synonymous with is like IRL stuff, which I don't really watch much of that stuff anymore, but I did used to a little bit back when it wasn't as big. But like, let's make up a little character here. Let's say you're, I don't know, the age doesn't matter, but let's just say you're 16. You've been watching YouTube for a long time, possibly for as long as you can remember. And most of the stuff you've watched has been like gaming content. Maybe you also like anime and movies. I'm probably just gonna end up describing myself. And like you've seen video essays and you love seeing people break stuff down that you like. But let's say like you also watch a lot of streams. And most of the streamers you watch are like people that play games, you know, VTubers, flesh tubers, you know, whatever they're doing. You just like watching people play games, and maybe you like watching people play games that you like to play. And you just eventually get to the point where you're like, you know, why don't I give this content creation thing a shot? And you think, you know, the best way to do that, at least maybe for streaming, let's say this character we made up is wanting to get into streaming. And most of the streaming content they've seen is gaming related. So that's how they break into it. Maybe they start playing like Minecraft, or I know Dead by Daylight is a big one. You know, they just start playing like a game, or maybe they do like single player playthrough games, like, you know, RPGs, or like just like a random campaign of a game or something. And hey, you know, gaming content's fun. I've been doing it for years, again, in streams and in videos. Um, but something I didn't realize until recently was, as fun as it is, if gaming content is my main focus all the time, I don't feel quite creatively fulfilled, at least not as creatively fulfilled as I know as I could be. And like I said before, I've made video essays over the years, you know, me studying, you know, media literacy, you know, my favorite stories, finding a theme from one of my favorite stories, or for some of my videos, multiple, and just, you know, trying to analyze the story through that lens, or the characters. And so I'd always had a split, ever since I started doing video essays. Before that I only did gaming content, but ever since I started doing video essays, I've had a split between my videos, where I do like the scripted media analysis stuff, and my streams, which was like, you know, try to be silly all the time, you know, gaming videos, you'll get, you know, clip farming, you know, lamau, you know, basically just trying to make the sort of stuff that I like to watch. But more recently, I've started doing manga reading streams, and you might notice that there is a lack of gaming in that subject. Long story short, basically, I started doing reaction videos, and those videos helped me to break away from the sort of mindset I built around for myself, in that I can only make deep analytical content if it's scripted, because I'm not a very charismatic, witty person. I'm not very good at doing things on the fly. So I was just convinced that, like, you know, since I'm that kind of person, scripted videos are the best way for me to make deep analysis stuff. But my reaction videos have sort of broken me out of that mindset. I've realized now that I think I owe this newly acquired skill to my video essays, because I've studied fiction so much in these last few years. I've built up a sort of like reserve, or even just like a skill in general, of just being able to talk about this stuff, even unscripted. And yeah, my reaction videos have helped me realize that I can do that. I can just talk off the cuff about stuff. It is easier in the reaction videos, to be fair, because I can edit out the parts where I don't know what I'm saying, or like the parts where I need a little bit of time to form my thoughts. But largely, like I do some pretty long, like uninterrupted rants in those reaction videos, and now on stream. Basically what I've realized is I just wasn't thinking outside the box enough for myself. I was thinking like, oh yeah, streaming, like that's the gaming thing, you know? But streaming has really been holding me back as a creator. Or rather, streaming games has been holding me back as a creator. Because while it is a wonderful medium for people to be able to share, you know, for people to just be able to express themselves and everything, I will say, gaming content, maybe a wee bit on the oversaturated side. Maybe I'm being generous there, but I don't know. It's something I'm noticing now too, when like I see so many people doing gaming stuff, and hey, you know, maybe that's just they're doing exactly what they want and exactly what fulfills them. But I wonder about it, like, because now that I have realized that my default state is studying media, studying stories. I'm not going to stop making gaming content entirely. However, I've realized that my main focus, if I want to avoid burnout, and if I want to feel like I'm truly making videos that are like 100% me, it's gotta be the media analysis stuff. Well, if I want to make videos and streams that are 100% me. And you know, I could do that stuff when playing like story games. However, games are... Because unlike a manga, where I can pretty much pick up a manga anytime, the feeling of picking up a game after not having read it or not having played it for a while, it's harder for me. Like, say I start playing through like a Metal Gear game, and then like my health issues come up. For those that don't know, I'm disabled with chronic fatigue. My health issues come up and I can't stream for a few weeks or months, and I try to come back to the game, and it's just like, you know, I'm just not in the mood for it anymore, because I feel this pressure of like, I might as well just restart the game at this point because it's been so long, and then it just makes me not want to play the game at all. Whereas like with a manga, you know, that's just reading. Like I can drop reading One Piece for a while and come back and be like, hey, it's just more One Piece. It's not like, oh, I've got to reread all of One Piece to get back to this point so I can get back into the mood for it. It's different for games for me, at least for when I'm talking about like playthrough games. Something like, like Minecraft or like an online game you can pick up anytime. But, you can't really do media analysis with games like those. I mean, you can, but there's not a lot of story to analyze from those kind of games, and I'm, again, very much a story analysis type of person. So, yeah, I guess I just wanted to make this video to say that I've realized a huge thing about myself as a creator. Specifically, again, with my streams. I figured this out a while ago with my videos, but with my streams, I've realized I'm a media analysis guy. I don't need to pigeonhole myself with gaming. Like, I don't need to be playing like friend slop games all the time, as fun as those are. I absolutely keep doing collab streams with friends, and I will still be doing like playthroughs of stuff. But yeah, I think just my main focus is gonna be media analysis and just talking about stories. I say I do like manga reaction streams, but I'm gonna try to start setting up streams that are like, maybe sometimes I'll come in with a plan, other times maybe it'll just be off the cuff. But yeah, I definitely want to be doing more streams in that vein, because I feel like that's what's it's gonna make me stand out and feel more creatively fulfilled. And so yeah, I just want to encourage anybody else who makes content or is considering getting into making content, maybe think outside the box a little bit. Do you have to play games? Does it have to be about gaming? Because again, I see so many people that make content, right? And I just wonder, like, is this really, like, is gaming, like, I almost wonder if they could be doing more than this. Like, there's creators, some of whom I'm friends with, that are really smart people, but then most of what they do for their content, at least on stream, is like gaming and stuff. And I wonder, like, what would they be able to bring to the streaming space if they did something that was more unique to them and not just like playing through a game. So it's been something I've been thinking about lately, and I thought I would share it as a food for thought for you guys as well.